Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I wanted to start a little earlier, but I couldn't get the window to open up. Not that window, this video window. Because like Microsoft tells me, you've stumbled across some vintage web tech. All right. Oh, how I miss doing these in Firefox, which no longer will support this Hangout platform, they said, due to some problems on the Google Plus end. All right, anyway, enough of that. This morning we have Seagram's VO Canadian whiskey versus Canadian Leaf. Well, the VO, oh, wait a minute. Let me go get the VO Gold. I got the wrong bottle. I just realized, wait, I already did the VO. Oh, see what happens when you wake up too early. All right. It's probably more of a case of not so much waking up early, but doing too many different videos in a week. You start getting confused about what you did. Here's the brown bottle VO. And I was talking to Shane Giggy from Canada. He said, well, it's a different bottle design up here. And he was showing me pictures of the bar.com Canadian site. I said, yeah, I said, it's a different lineup. If you look at us.thebar.com, it gives you a whole lot of different stuff than ca.thebar.com. But the Seagram's VO bottle that he showed me, I've seen it in the United States in some places. I know I've seen that design. So I can't explain that, but I've seen it in stores. And I remember when I saw it, I thought it looked, I said, well, that's a different design. I know they have Seagram's alternative bottle designs and labels. They came out with that squared rumpled glass bottle a few years ago, and I see those. Like special editions, anniversary editions, all this business. All right, well, that one I just showed you, that's a standard one that you see in all the stores around here. But this is the VO Gold, which I still see a lot of this around. It was discontinued in 2017. The company told me that, but I still see it around. Oh yes, dawn is breaking for sure. It's becoming daylight very quickly. This is like the old Seagram's VO. It has the actual ribbon, the cloth ribbon. Okay, so, but it's a clear bottle instead of brown. And the Canadian VO is a clear bottle instead of brown. And this Seagram's VO is aged at least 8 years. So the minimum age for any whiskey in this blend is 8 years. Canadian Leaf, there's no age statement. So back to this. The VO Gold was introduced in 1998 and discontinued 19 years later. Canadian Leaf was introduced in 1961. And it's still around 57 years later. Okay. I do think I will be able to tell them apart. But I don't think it would be as easy as with the VO. The VO, I detected it on Aroma only. Simply Aroma, and I had it. Okay. So we'll go old to new. Canadian Leaf is an older brand. So let's go CL first. This is bottled in Baltimore County, Maryland at Majestic Distilling, but it says here Oak Park Distilling, not a real company. Majestic Distilling is a real company, but it's a registered distilling company owned by the Sazerac company. Nice gold. Alcohol eggs. The VO. Out off chance I'm in school watching. Haha, well, you better be in school studying. This is a tasting school that we're having here. Okay. Put the nice little foil cap back on. Integrity, tradition, and craftsmanship. And they got a lot of write-up on the back. Arthur Peterson is the master blender of Seagram's VO. And he's the one that they said invented the VO Gold. I see that a lot of places have the VO Gold on sale right now for like $22.99. And I guess they're trying to get rid of the stock because they know more is not coming in. I don't know. I'm just assuming that. I don't know that really. It's about 50 degrees right now. It'll get up to 80. So we're going to have a 30-degree increase today. World Series prediction, says Jacob Miller. Kind of early for World Series predictions, huh? I don't know. They're talking about the Astros. The Astros, they don't look too good. The Dodgers, do they look good? No. Johnny Neely, good morning, Ron. I bought a bottle of Canadian Leaf yesterday. I'm looking forward to trying it. Oh, you found a bottle, huh? You found the plastic like I have or a full glass? Was the 750 glass? Yeah, these are, I'm trying to be stingy on the Canadian Leaf because, you know, I don't have too much of it. So I did pour a little bit more of the VO Gold, but I'm going to try, I don't think that it's so close in amount. I don't think it's going to mess me up. 750 milliliter plastic bottle. Oh, I've seen some of those. They've got a Jim Beam now. I know that one, and there's a bunch of others. Seagram 7, I think there's a 750 plastic bottle. But some people contend that the plastic is bad because of the leaching into the whiskey. That may or may not be true. I'm not a scientist. I only picked that up on one, and that was that Club Royale. It tasted a little plasticky. Or I could have been interpreting it wrong. $8.99, huh? Wow, that's a good price, I have to admit. Okay, try to be careful here. Let's go. Try not to look down. Oh, it smells whiskey-ish. Makes sense, right? This one, though, you remember I talked about the Canadian Leaf and how someone, and I never did get to do the research. I never have a lot of time like I think I do. You might think I have a lot of time. I don't really. And so I never did look up the plum wine and Canadian whiskey information. There's some alcohol burn in the nose and some dried flowers and a little sweetness, but that one, and it's pungent, but it's very reserved in the nose, and it's making me think of Seagram's VO because that's very like held back. Probably, you know, it's I guess you'd say it more conservative in the aroma. Maybe they're trying to appeal more to Americans with that American style aroma and flavor, which is what you get with the VO. It's got more aroma and flavor than the VO, though. That's got to be Canadian Leaf. I mean, there's no. There it is. That's the challenge. Boom, it's done. You're not going to mistake the Canadian Leaf. It's got a strong, not overriding, but a very strong and prominent, and I am fixated on that now, plum wine aroma. Because somebody, I can't remember who you were, the commenter, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, I just don't remember. I have so many comments each day. You said the plum wine. It's making me think of that. It says with natural flavor. What that flavor is, I don't know, but I mean, this one is so fruit oriented, and this one is so spicy whiskey oriented with a, I think, a rather noticeable rye spice. Okay. So with these two, this is my assessment. I think you're going to notice the Seagram's VO Gold is a much more standard whiskey aroma. The Canadian Leaf would be much more, we would call it exotic. Some people might call it off or weird. I don't know about the off or weird. It's some kind of strange confectionery candy thing or plum. I don't know what it is. You say, well, that's a flavored whiskey. Well, it is flavored. It says it on the thing, on the bottle, with natural flavors added. Or with natural flavors. Okay, so, but I mean, it's been on the market 57 years. Somebody's drinking it, right? I mean, it's not like people are buying it and saying, oh, look how bad it is. I'm not going to buy anymore. But let's restock it on the shelves because it's sold out. It's probably one of those sort of obscure whiskey brands. And how many are those? How many of those exist in America? 1,000, right? Like literally, I keep finding out about more and more of these obscure whiskey brands. It's just like, it keeps growing. You could almost make a website dedicated to that. And I don't think you'd run out anytime soon. They just had one that arrived yesterday or over the weekend at Mathern's. It's called something Irish whiskey. Something, I don't know what it is. Horse something. I don't remember. It's an odd shaped bottle. And it's $19.99. I said, what is this stuff? I'm looking at it. And I looked on the back, imported by Luxco. I said, Luxco. Those are the people that make Everclear and all these off-the-wall whiskey, brandy, gin brands like Bellows. I said, whoa. But I didn't buy it because I can't get everything. You know, I just can't. It's not possible. I want to, yes. Can't, so I don't. Okay, taste for what it's worth. I mean, we already know. Very peppery from that rye. I mean, I think that must be what makes the Seagram's VO Gold stand out, is that it has a much higher than average rye content. It's a different type of rye application than the Sazerac. You know, the Sazerac is almost like strong pepper. This one's more subtle. Okay, very nice. I'm glad I bought the Seagram's VO Gold. I've been enjoying every single sniff and sip of it. Going on. It's got that honeycomb. This one's got that honeycomb, like literally honeycomb cereal, you know, the breakfast cereal. Well, that's made with grain, right? It's like oats kind of and corn, I think. Oats and corn type. So it's kind of in the same realm as this, and it's got that sweet, whatever it is to make it sweet. And this has that kind of, I don't know what they put in it. I don't. They'll never tell you either. You could say, what did they put? They wouldn't tell you. They're going to say, that's a recipe that we keep secret. We don't want people to find out what it is. Okay. Oh, now you say, which one's better, though? And I don't know how long the Canadian Leaf is aged. Which one's better? Well, I really like the dried flowers and the fruit, candied fruit, cake fruit. You say, oh, not this again. Well, that's, you know, that's what they have. That's what they take. Like when beer, I say bread crust, white bread, sweet. Okay, all right, we get it. Beer has that common stuff with it, I've noticed. I'm not going to sit there and just make up descriptors to differentiate one video from the other, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if a lot of beers taste like a lot of other beers, but you're running around buying everything. Well, why do you think they add all the flavor into all the beers now? Pomegranate beer, chocolate beer, hot sauce beer, hot pepper beer, banana beer. Well, why do you think they do that? Because regular, you know, like my father says, beer tastes like beer. So, and then you don't have to necessarily cheat, you know what I mean? Cheat with the flavoring, because you could add all different types of hops. And that's what they do. This kind of hop, that kind of hop, this kind of hop, that kind of hop. So it does change it up. But some people will make it sound like it's way, way different than the other one. And I don't really see that. When it's just beer ingredients instead of the flavoring, it's somewhat different. But, and you know, and then you can make some that come out really foul. And the whiskey is the same, you know, so now we got all the flavored whiskey, right? Cinnamon and maple syrup and all that, which I don't ever really want to drink. Okay, well, let's get off of the rant and rave. Okay, so, all right. Standard whiskey flavor, but of a very high quality. That's why it's VO Gold. A non-standard flavor of a fairly high quality, I would say, not very high. You know, the more, I'll tell you what, I'm telling you, I'm starting to nail this down. The more I drink this Canadian Leaf, okay, here we go. The more and more I'm starting to think that they're using a flavoring that is very similar to what you get in the Hartley Brandy VSOP. They used to make the VS, but thankfully they stopped. Because they talk about that on the website for Sazerac. Well, they do describe that one. Talking about how it tastes like drizzled rum cake, buttered rum cake. It ain't that, but they say it tastes like that in a really weird way. I'm starting to think that whatever flavoring compound they use, which has got to be natural flavoring, and what it is, I do not know. They're using it in this. That's it. I knew when I tasted it 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I thought something about this. I can't put my finger on it. I remember this. Now I've got it. It's just like that Hartley Brandy in that weird sense. Okay, I got you, Sazerac. I tracked you down in my through my tasting analyses. Now you got to tell the world, what is that flavoring? Okay, you talk about it in Hartley Brandy VSOP, imported from Italy, or at least it says made with imported brandy. See what I mean? Made with, they import the brandy, and then they add that stuff, whatever it is, and I don't know what it is, but somebody can help me. Oh boy, you see, I got you now. Now, if you, the viewer, have never had Hartley Brandy, that isn't going to make any sense to you. You're going to say, well, I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. I know it's almost an indescribable flavor. So you'd have to buy it and try it, and then you'd say, ah, okay, that is really weird. I got to admit this now. I'll admit this on the air. I was in a store the other day, and I was looking around, and I saw Hartley Brandy. I said, look at that little glass bottle. Not the 750, like the 375 glass bottle. I said, yeah, I could buy you again. But I didn't, but I could have. People buy that thing, that brandy. A lot of people buy Hartley Brandy. But anyway, winner. Oh, well, I guess Seagram's VO Gold is the winner because it's got a more authentic, what you call whiskey taste. Now, some of y'all might prefer that more flavored stuff. Okay, fair enough. So let's reveal it. It wasn't much of a challenge. Yeah, VO Gold and CL, Canadian Leaf. Hey, now think about this for a minute. Every one of these challenges I've done with the Canadian Leaf, I guessed it on aroma only. Notice that? Every one of them, aroma only. So can you tell some whiskeys one from the other by just using the aroma test? Yes, you can, or at least I can. I can't speak for you. I sure could. Okie doke. Well, I'm going to have to go and oh, and Jacob Miller, you should join us for some of these taste. Oh, that's right. You don't like hard liquor. Well, why don't you join Eric Fraunfelter, you know, Thomas Meadow 75, and Tyler Mansell. Why don't you join us for those beer hangouts on Wednesday nights and Friday nights? Jacob Miller, you might like it. They're doing it all the time. Now, if they're going to stay interested in doing it, I don't know. But it seems like they're really hot to do it right now. So you should join. We miss Jacob Miller. So I have some scheduling problems this weekend. So I'm going to do a second taste challenge today. It's scheduled for 3 o'clock Central. That's probably when I'm going to do it. And we're going to do Club Royale against, I can't remember which blended whiskey. I have so many. I'm going to put it up against all of them. It's going to take a while, but until I run out, because I don't have that much Club Royale. So Club Royale versus a blended whiskey. So that's why I make the schedule ahead of time so that it's already lined up. And then I just look on my little events. Oh, right, this one. And then I just go pull the bottles. So Canadian Leaf, nice, enjoyable. Not up to the level of Seagram's VO, though. But what do you expect? Seagram's VO is $23 a bottle. This one's $8 or $9 a bottle. So, I mean, and another thing, most of the stores I go to around here, the Seagram's VO is on the top shelf. That's right, on the top shelf with all the other fancy whiskeys. It is. Except for Mathern's, it's in the middle. But Winn-Dixie and Rouse's is at the top. All right. Thanks for watching this video production.